Okay, this is the video talking you through how to do the Day 4 project. So what you're going to want to do is go to Google Classroom and scroll down to the assignment called Day 4, and you will see the link right here that will take you to the digital instructions. That way you can follow along excuse me, as we go, or you can always get a hard copy from me. They're on the back counter if you need one. So on the digital instructions, we're just going to start from the top and go down step by step. This one really goes pretty quick. Essentially what we're doing is downloading a picture and a sound, and then we are uploading them to App Inventor and including them in the application that we're building. Okay, so you want to have App Inventor open. I have already started my Day 4 file, but you can start just by hitting Projects, Start New Project, and you want to call it your last name, Day 4. Remember, you can't have any spaces in between words in App Inventor, so it would have to be Newton, Day 4, whatever your last name is, Day 4, and no spaces in between. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. As you're looking here at the digital instructions, this is just helping you get started. Then we have two files we're going to be using, a picture of a cat and then a sound file of a cat meowing. So to start off with, if you click on the link that says this picture of a cat, it'll pull you over to this image. And what you can do once it pulls up is do a right click, and you're going to save image as. You'll notice that I'm going to put you in your downloads folder. If this says something other than downloads, you may want to adjust this to either your desktop or your downloads so you can easily find it. Mine's going to say Kitty 1 because I've already downloaded it, but yours will probably just say Kitty. Then you'll hit Save. Okay, from here we need to get back to our instructions, so you're going to use your back arrow. And the next step will be to download the sound file. So same thing, we're going to click on the link, and you'll notice that it just comes in and downloads it right here. You can see that in your download status bar, that it's called meow.mp3. Mine is going to say 1 again because I've already done this. Okay. All right, so here we go to the next step. We're going to go back to App Inventor. And what we're going to do is pull a button over. And now what we need to do is over here on the Properties section, we are going to go down to Image. Okay, and what we'll need to do is upload the file. We're going to choose the file, and depending on where you saved yours, mine is saved in Downloads, so I am looking for the image file called Kitty1 is mine. H-I Kitty1. There's mine. Okay, and I'm going to hit Open. And you'll see that it's listed here now, and I'll hit OK. So that will take just a second, and you will now see your button is bigger. And as you're looking, you will also see that down here in the media drawer, I now see that file. Okay, we're also going to be using that sound, so while we're here, we could go ahead and upload our file, choose our file, and find the sound file that we had downloaded too. And that one was called Meow. It's going to be in Sounds. And then Open and OK. And you'll see down here that that starts to pull up. Okay. All right. So now we have under button 1. Let's go back to these properties. We're going to take out the text for button 1. We don't really need that on top of our button. What I'm wondering here, though, is why we're not seeing the cat up here. Give it just a second to see if it'll load. Right now you should be able to see your cat there. I'll come back to that in just a minute. Perhaps it's because it has the 1 on there. Let me upload the other ones without the 1 and see if that works better. Because App Inventor is really picky about having weird things in the name, like no spaces, and lots of times it doesn't let you put numbers. So that could be our issue. Let me see if I can find that. PDF images. Okay. Let me see if I can find the one that does not have the 1 after it. There it is. Okay, let's try that and see if that works better. Yep, that's what it was. So same thing on the sound. It's not going to like that either. So let me go back down here, and I'm going to upload the file that is the one without the 1 after it. That's just acting grumpy about it, which is fine. Okay, we'll choose the one without the 1. And okay. All right, so now if you're with me, sorry about that, you should see your button with the cat. And as you scroll down here where it said image, you now have that file listed and the text we deleted out. Okay. All right, so we are now ready. If you're following along in your instructions, we are right here where it says add a label. Okay. So under add a label, we're going to go to the label section and we're going to place it below the cat. Okay. And it's showing up as label 1. We're going to come down here under properties, and where it says text for label 1, we're going to take that out, and they have you put in pet the kitty. Okay. Then it also has us change the background color, and we will change that to, I don't know, let's make it blue. You can make it whatever you want. And then we're going to change the font size of the label 1 to 30. Okay, so you should see that that immediately makes those changes on your viewer section. All right, so if you're following along on your instructions, we're now down on this section, which is add a sound. We actually just did that a minute ago. That's where I had you go down to the media section and put the sound in. But what we have to do as well is come over here to the media section, grab a sound, and drop it onto the viewer. Now you will notice that you don't see it here. It shows up below the viewer, and it's called a non-visible component. Okay, the sound is something that you don't see on this part. You see it below. Okay. But you will notice here in the component section, sound is listed. So now over on properties, we need to choose the source of our sound. So you're going to click here, and we're going to choose the one meow.mp3, and we'll hit OK. We have had a few people try to use wavefiles.wav files, and those don't seem to work. So you'll need to stick with the MP3 sound when you're doing that. Okay. So that has it uploaded and we're ready to go. So on your instructions, if you're following along, you are now making the sound play. You're right here. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to blocks, and we're going to go button 1, and we're going to grab when button 1 is clicked, and then we're going to tell it what we want it to do, and come down here to sound. And we're going to choose call sound 1 play. So this is simply saying when you click button 1, the sound's going to play. Okay? Now you should try it on your device and make sure it works. Okay? Going back to the instructions, you should do the regular challenge, which is changing the picture of the cat with a picture of your own cat or a cat you found on the internet. And then here is a different sound file that you can use to make it play when you shake the phone. Okay, so I do want you to do those 2 different challenges. The main thing that you will need on the super hard challenge is whenever you're shaking something, you've got to come over here to the designer, and you're going to add in something from the sensor block. And this accelerometer sensor, you're going to pull in and drop on your viewer, and you'll notice it doesn't show up here. It's also a non-visible component, but when you're here on the component line and then hit blocks, you will see when you choose it, this block right here. Okay, and this is what will help you program for when your device is shaking, that it will do something different. Okay, so this should get you through for day 4 project. If you need any help, come and see me.